Channel your inner wisdom by drawing. Draw along with me today. Welcome to my inner freedom art space. Today we will be drawing a triple spiral to connect to three aspects of our human being. So if you are a woman, you can connect to you being a daughter, you being a mother, if you are a mother, and you being a woman. So if you are not a mother yet, or not at all, you can connect to being a daughter, a woman, and a wise woman. That's an option as well for the mothers. You can connect to being a daughter, a mother, and a wise woman, or a woman. And if you are not a woman, you can do the same thing for being a son, a father, or a man, and a wise man. Yeah, be curious. That's an interesting topic. And I'll switch my camera so we can start drawing right away. So this is like how it's going to be. This is not our today's drawing, obviously, so it's already done. So first, we will activate our topic by writing down words. So I want to connect to this topic of three aspects of being a woman or a man by also like opening this topic concerning or drawing this topic concerning my sensitivity. So if that resonates with you, you can also use that topic. You can also use the topic woman or whatever topic like you want to connect to this spiral drawing today. So my topic, I write it down. Sensitivity. All right. Don't know how it's written properly. Maybe like that. Let's start. Yes. All right. So I still see a lot of words concerning my sensitivity that are connected to pain points. And this will be included in our drawing. The same for you, of course. And yes, I'll have it like that. We will start by picking a pen of our liking. I want a green pen, a green felt pen today. And I start by drawing 3 circles that connect to each other but don't overlap. That's our preparation. So I draw 1 circle here. We prepare the content of our circles, and then after that we will be drawing our spiral or our spirals, because we are going to have 3 spirals. So now I have this situation that my paper is too small. I will have it a little bit open, this circle here. Yeah. So this will be my circle for being a daughter, my circle for being a mother, and my circle for being a woman. Like, yeah, a different life phase. And since I have discovered these pain points, I will start by thinking of my sensibility being a daughter. And I draw a shape in that circle which is representing my my expression, which expresses my memories and my weird feelings about having to hide and having to being not understood and not being seen. And I'll express it in a shape which is kind of obviously, yeah, it looks like that. It is sharp, it is still painful when I write my words, and I will be doing something about that and integrating it and making it more friendly today. Actually, we'll do that right away. So if you also have, in relation to your topic today, something you want to soften, then please put a shape which is expressing that. If you feel like your topic is completely in peace, you can also draw a circle and feel into that peace and enjoy. So now I will be connecting this shape to my circle. And at the same time, I'm rounding the sharp edges. And I feel into my body what What is coming up in my body? I feel, for example, my heart beating kind of a little bit insecure and uncomfortable as well, like having this being a daughter topic here present. It is still somewhere in my memories, obviously, and obviously I am also still a daughter. Both of my parents are still alive, and our relationships are very distant still. So being a daughter has been quite uncomfortable for me as a child and as a youth growing up, especially as a youth, because I became more aware of like the situation. And it is still uncomfortable, and maybe it's just time to admit that it is that way. There's no closeness in our family. At least I don't feel any. I felt misunderstood. I felt not seen. I felt not valued. And all of that is not there as well now. But what has changed is that I don't expect it anymore. So now I'm connecting these pokey edges as well. Oh, adding some lines. And now it feels a little bit peaceful and feels like a little flower there. And I also have made peace with my parents being the way they are. And sometimes I'm still surprised. Yeah. And here's two more sharp edges. So once we have created some kind of softer impression, we can take a deep breath, look at it, and move on to the next shape. Actually, I want to use that as my shape as being a mother, and this for my present state as a woman or a wise woman. So being a mother, concerning, like connected to this topic of my sensitivity, is also quite pokey still. Like maybe not at this moment anymore so much, but it has been. And I actually want to put two shapes because for me it was quite challenging task to be a mother, and I am a mother twice. And I will put two pokey shapes because I want to take the opportunity to soften as much as I can and to lead it then to this other shape today. So I see it a little bit like the past being a daughter. It is not only past because I'm still the daughter, of course, but it is kind of has been an issue for me, my sensitivity and being a daughter in the past. It has been an issue for me, my sensitivity being a mother, because I felt really an overreaching experience to be a mother. Like I felt overreached by my children a lot. And this has already transformed, but now I'll make something visible and like transform some impression in the past And then I want to go to the presence where I can define myself new without these disturbing imprints, like myself being a woman and being a sensitive woman. Okay, so if you feel like being a mother has no pokey like shapes and you feel like in peace with that, you can put circles for your children, you can put squares, whatever feels resonating for you. You can put triangles if you feel that has been a drive. Like for me, it has been a drive, both of my children, of course. I'm thinking about putting triangles actually, because both of my children were quite an accelerating experience. But no, I want to connect it to my sensitivity, and it was difficult for me. So, first experience of being a mother, and the second experience of being a mother, yes, actually more peaceful. So, one for my first experience, and the second for my second experience. And I do activate my shapes with neural lines. Connect like my pokey edges with lines now. And I'm working on softening this impression by rounding. And I invite you to do the same. And it feels like appreciating my upset, my confusion, my overwhelm. My first child was also being born very, very, very early. And it has been a challenging experience. So my sensitivity was kind of very much challenged. I was in a state of upset. I wanted to protect my child. I felt I couldn't. When he was like in hospital, very small, and then afterwards, when he was growing up, I always had this deep urge to protect him from people's judgments, people's expectations of like how fast this and that development should be. Like, for example, the doctors have this kind of these kind of expectations, and it was difficult for me. And I had I felt that I had put my own self very much in the background to kind of cope with this overwhelming task. So my sensibility was very much like stretched. Let's say like my nerves were very stretched, and it was really, really difficult. And I can appreciate that while I draw that here. And I see that here it's much more calm, although it's a triangle, which is more an accelerator and until today's shape. And I can also like connect it to the circle. How is it going for you? Have you found some shapes for being a mother, or if you're not a mother, for your present state of being a woman or a man. We obviously always adjust our drawings to our own situations. So my sensibility, like sensitivity concerning my present being a woman and leaving like these two parts a little bit behind, being the daughter, being the mother. How does my sensitivity being a woman look like, and what kind of shape does it get for me? Think about that for yourself. So I don't really know. I don't really know actually. So how to be that sensible, sensitive woman, I have no clue yet. So I will not put a shape, but I will activate this circle a little bit with lines, which I lead from my past experiences into this shape, and I let it evolve. I kind of dare not to know yet. Yeah, it feels like something is growing there and it will be evolving, and I also will have my spiral there in a short time. So that's interesting, exciting, and interesting. And I also like this green of these lines a lot today. I want to connect my lines. As you know, we are rounding carefully and create new systems, new intersections, smoothening our intersections. How is it going for you? What coming up? Feelings, memories, resistance, maybe? Like I myself feel resistance against even defining myself as a woman. It feels limiting. I also have problems defining myself as human. It feels also limiting. But obviously, in my human form, I have this physical shape of a woman presently. And I had most interesting, like tasks and learning opportunities for in these past experiences of being a daughter, which was quite challenging. I can't even name which was more challenging, being a daughter or being a mother, because both was really challenging for me. Really nice growing opportunities. And so what I figured now is that, yeah, most probably this experience of accepting being a woman as well now, uh, yeah, is most probably an interesting learning opportunity as well. Contains interesting experiences. So if I look at when I look at my drawing now, I actually like it. I could actually leave it like that. This is like the basics now, the basement of my drawing. And I really like this undefined space. So, are you ready for the great spiral placements? So, I want to start with my spiral here. I will just start and you can watch and then do it yourself. A spiral here from, like, my task started here, being a daughter, came from somewhere into this world and placed in a family being a daughter. And then it moved to that experience. So I spiraled out here from inside. We'll do it again. I spiraled from, I start from inside, I spiral outside, and I go this being a daughter path with my pen. It's exciting, my heart is beating. And it feels also a little bit like appreciating, like, oh yeah, what a path, what a journey, what an experience. Growing up in a family where people don't connect, where people have their own issues. And all that is like connected to that. Feeling small, devalued, not even necessary to be. And then evolving from that experience of being a mother myself, felt not very well prepared for that job. Lacking role models, lacking support, complete weirdness. So this is this to go back. Now we go back in and in and in and in again. And from there, we turn back outwards. So at this moment, this is also my present moment. Somehow I evolve outside from here. And I move towards the unknown, towards the yet unknown, and I go back inside again. So this is a very powerful movement. I will go again from the inside of my present state of still being a mother, still being responsible for an growing up boy living with me, and evolving from that task to this task of defining myself as a woman. I don't even define myself yet as a wise woman, because I feel I would skip that woman part. And I'm now quite curious what this woman part will like has in it for me. I'm getting curious. And I feel this is a very interesting drawing. Like I feel completely attracted to spirals all my life, but I have kind of newly discovered this triple spiral, and it's obviously even more powerful than one spiral, and it combines three processes together, three processes of growth, of development. And you can also feel into your spirals again and again, as long as it feels necessary for you. You see, this is the path, your path. It's moving smoothly from here, somewhere in the past. It's moving through the presence, and it's moving upwards to something new, something unknown yet. And I have taken 2 shades of green in order to be able to see these spirals a little bit better and also to show it to you. Woohoo! Yeah, what do you think? Isn't that great? I feel quite curious and looking forward to explore my sensitivity in the presence. I feel as this is going to move to my new presence. And it is interesting. I want to make it more visible and can go in both directions. Obviously, because we also know that time is not linear. All experiences are connected to each other. And it's quite nice. And don't be surprised if you have chosen a bigger paper. Like today, I chose a small paper. We can finish the drawing together. If you have chosen a bigger paper, it will take more time for you, and it will also allow you to draw more lines and to go and feel even more into that topic. I had started with this topic of my sensitivity this morning already. I can show you. I've already started with a big one. Doesn't fill anything here, doesn't fit. It also contains a lot of energy. My sensitivity here. Yeah, so for me, this small size is okay now, because otherwise, I don't know, I'll burst with my energy maybe. Yeah, so now we can, if you are ready with your spirals, you can do this same. We can connect our spiral with lines to the environment. If you're not yet ready, don't worry, just continue at your own pace. So as you know, we always draw neurographic lines that flow organically, naturally, that do not repeat themselves at any point. And we feel into the energy they provide and into the insights they provide for us. So there's no necessity to take 2 different colors pens. You have chosen one pen, that's fine. We'll go over the lines again and again, and you can make your spirals visible with one pen as well. If If you have two pens, it's getting a little bit interesting mixing the colors. Both is possible. Because we want to work on integration as always. Create one single system. Now we connect our topic, ourselves, to the environment with lines. And work on rounding. Feel into that topic, feel into your sensitivity if you pick the same topic. How does that feel for you? For me, it feels a little bit scary. It might involve to show it to others, be vulnerable, or to show being vulnerable. Because you can be vulnerable and don't show. For me, it was very painful when I was small to show because I wasn't seen. So I stopped showing to avoid that pain of not being seen. And I think that I perceive that this kind of habit is still with me. And so I decided to work on it. Seems to be the right development step for me at this moment. It's also combined with a feeling of not being safe. It has been combined, the feeling of not being safe has been coming up this morning in my drawing. So we can connect the spirals to each other more. I mean, they are obviously connected. I feel I want to connect them here as well. And there's this special intersection field, special energy, which we will be exploring as well, listening to its message for us. So I'm curious now and I want to explore this energy field. I'll take some other color. I want to take some pink here. I want to color this triangle here in the middle, or that middle, that connection space, and I will feel into what message it contains for me. I get this one word in my head which says life energy. The source, love, unconditioned love. Loved without condition. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, I like that message. Loved without conditions. I feel I want to spread this color a little bit. to my spiral here. That's what I'm doing. Unconditioned love to me being a mother. Which is now feeling like kind of mercy towards myself, towards the task I have mastered and I'm still mastering. Unconditioned love towards myself, to my imperfections, to me giving my best. So we obviously also work on the connections inside the spirals. But for this moment, I have this urge to make this unconditioned love that I discovered here flow into this spiral. So whatever happens, if you explore this middle of the spiral, please follow your own direction. Might lead you somewhere else. It's always your drawing and your messages, so listen carefully. What messages come up for you and follow along. I can observe it's going straight inside, and here inside I have a really feeling it really straight reaches my heart area. Unconditioned love, appreciation of my own work, of my own path I went, and also of all the pain I was enduring and putting away as well, storing away, making it invisible to even myself and to others. Only showing my strong side and never showing like what felt uncomfortable, sad, coping with my own feelings, more or less alone. Does that sound familiar? Might be your experience too. Happy to hear your experiences if you would like to share. So I see that there's a lot of like flow that appeared here in this spiral. Interesting. And I feel I need some yellow now flowing up in this spiral. Just following my intuition. So if you feel you want to add the colors now, you can do, and we can also work on our rounding and integration more. So whatever sequence resonates with you, please do it. So I make some yellow here. Nice. It feels very good and very right, and leads me inside to a new me. A new me that I didn't really discover yet. Now I'm going to, oh, I want actually this light green here, I think. Connect with the light green. light green resembles or expresses some growth, some young growth, like the young leaves that are sprouting at the moment in my environment. It might have sprouted a long time ago in your environment, but here all the leaves are just coming, and it looks like this green reminds me of this birch leaves that are really just appearing. We also have the first flowers now, and it's really nice, especially if you haven't seen any green in nature for a long time, since maybe October or November. It feels very extra special now. That's the reward for a longer winter. Can appreciate even more. So I'm playing with the two colors, mixing them together. And I have these associations with growths. I feel there are some connections here, and I just draw them. You can add lines and combine your elements wherever it feels right for you at this moment. You see? Yeah, you can see maybe. So we can draw with any kind of pens. You can experiment with that. Doesn't always have to be a black marker. Black markers are great for great contrast, for strong impressions. And green felt pens, as you can see here, can be great for expressing growth, for example. I also have a green, very fat marker. I will feel tempted to use that, but I will need a bigger paper. So for the lines, I tried dark blue lines with a big blue felt, kind of marker. Very beautiful effects. Highly recommend trying different kind of colors for your lines. And then stick to one color, because otherwise it's quite difficult to integrate. Now as well, I'm not quite content with the two different colors here. Feel one would have been great as well, like the light green. But now I also have the dark green, and I will make it one system. I will make my peace with that, and I will also ponder about that. What does it tell me? I have two shades of green here now, so maybe I have two. It feels like having two options of looking at things. Like, for example, instead of focusing on my old pain of not having been seen, I can start focusing on this great learning opportunity, this growth because of all this pain. Like, I have basically learned that I don't need to wait for anyone to confirm my feelings or to validate my feelings or my being, because it is kind of not smart to wait for some outside confirmation for my worth, for example, or for my even for waiting for outside protection. Because for me it was actually the most dangerous place was felt at home. And I made it. I survived, and I learned that I don't have to wait for validation. I can do it myself. I also don't need any outside protection. I am protected from inside by nature. By our nature, we all are protected at all times. And I learned to listen to my inner voice, my inner compass, my truth. I'm not waiting for validation. Or let's say very little. Recently, I discovered that I was kind of waiting for validation. But it's quite rare because I don't even have many people I could have this illusion of maybe getting some validation, but they don't do that anyway, so no need that. Yeah, so looking at that second side, growing strong, independent, protecting my inner core, my truth, being able to protect it, and to also make it visible when time has come that I can provide a safe space for myself. Yeah. So this feels like a system of roots, of learning experiences. And it just feels like part of the experience. And when I feel I can play, like I can take it playful, it stops being painful. It starts feeling fun. Now I have learned I can say no to situations that don't resonate with me. I don't have to save anyone. It's okay to have like experiences of darkness all your life. Some people choose that. That was very difficult for me to accept for a long time. Thought I need to make people aware of that. You can go towards the light. You don't have to stay in the darkness and feel bad all your life. But obviously, people also choose that path. Can even be your own close family doing that. And who am I to wanting them to make different experiences? It's anyway an experience. So Who am I to judge about this? Is not supposed to be. Yeah, it was really hard for me to learn that lesson. I do not have to save the world because there is no one to be saved. There are only experiences to be made. And if people don't want to make the same experiences, I also don't want to make the same experiences as people, as many people in the world. So I want to have especially my experiences. So everybody chooses their own paths. And that's fine and great and relieving for me. This is concerns my children as well. It's not my responsibility. Of course, it was my responsibility to provide an environment, a healthy environment to grow up. But of course, I could only provide in my own understanding and abilities as well. So my nervous system, for example, was quite unrelaxed, although I did my best. Keep to calm it. And yet I also provided and provide the environment which is kind of in alignment with my values. So that's my task. But it's not my task to force my kids to have my own values, but my task is in my understanding to share my values and to also stick to my own values, value my own values. Yeah, it's my sensitivity. I have to remind myself of the topic. My kids have become part of the system. My past has become part of the system. Put some color in the past and make it even more beautiful for myself. Add some nice blue here. Please share your experiences and also share your drawings in the community space. It's a pleasure to see your drawings. You can also get my feedback on your drawings if you wish. Let me know. If you have some questions how to proceed, you can contact me. Yeah, I want some orange up there. This orange has been used a lot. I feel this orange is needed here now. So how's it going for you? How's your body reacting? Can you make out some emotions that you can. Play with the colors, with the energy of colors, which colors serve your topic at this moment. You can also let your colors flow into the environment wherever it feels right. And have to color all the cells, but maybe some color flows into the environment from your collected energy, from your energy into the environment, or from the environment towards you. Oh, this orange is spreading quite a while here. This orange, for me, feels active and like action, like taking action. Taking action for my sensitivity. The only action I had taken until now was like trying to store it somewhere in a hidden place. But this kind of action seems to be something else. So I want to connect those, and the light green is not visible, so I use that. So remember, when you draw lines, remember to draw them flowing, soft flowing, organically. To have your map visible for your own mind, for your subconscious. So I feel the need of working a little bit more here on the integration. Add more lines where you need them. Check your intersections. Yeah, I have this pokey shape. Integrated. Although I personally like these shapes of the triangles as well to be pokey, but I want to integrate it now into this round flow of self-appreciation. Yeah, the whole thing feels like a flow of self-appreciation. I like that. So while rounding, we are connecting deeply to our own inner selves. To our topics, to our maps that we create. I feel acceptance for my path, for my let's say, for my work, for my inner work, for my consistency, for being there for my kids, for giving what I had to give or I still have to give. All the things I'm doing, have been doing, space I have been holding. These connections, the system becomes more and more united. I feel that in my heart area. It feels like comfortable. And I will continue here. Ah, it's out of the drawing. Okay, doesn't matter. Come back soon. So, how are you enjoying this drawing? I have this impression I will draw more of these triple spirals. I already found many topics that can be split in these three movements that are interconnected and lead to each other, feed each other with energy. Yeah. So you can draw again as well, obviously, on other topics using this system, integrating shapes, dissolving old pain, or making some nice things visible, which I didn't, but you might have. You can also make something visible. Harmonious relationship to your parents could, for example, be one or two circles, like the most joyful experience in your life, having given birth to a child, can have a circle or a triangle of movement. Yeah, shock for my sensitivity to be a mother. I'm thinking about that once more at this moment. Very difficult to be responsible for someone growing up in you and then with you. Yeah, let's put some field lines as well, like some lines that flow through the whole drawing and invite universal love and wisdom. Well, I have this fat green pen here I mentioned. I'm going to use that and I will invite universal love and wisdom into my drawing now. Start from up here and I lead it through here. You can use lines that are already there. And I can also create new. So I will go over that once more. I really like that energy flowing into my drawing. Universal love and wisdom, you are welcome. And I work on connecting the intersections now before I will think of putting another one. Whenever you put a new line, make sure that you make the intersections smooth again. So otherwise we would have just a river that is not flowing and flooding our meadows, but maybe passes by in a stone vessel or something. So we want to make it flow into our drawing. That's why we have the intersections carefully in our mind. It's really fun here in my community for me. And I am very much content to create this space. And although until now I am alone in my community, I feel that I won't be for long. I'm keeping the space for you to join and to also join regularly, not to please me or something, but to have this time for yourself once a week where you can really focus inside. Yes, I will also have one field line which is kind of moving through to my other spiral. Flows here. That feels good. Feels good to see that here. Welcome the divine in my drawing, and I feel inspired to have another one moving up here. Hui hui. Yes. I have 2 points when they cross. One almost in the heart of this mother topic of mine. So please don't be bothered if you are a father or not a father, or just drawing your own reality. I draw mine, so that's why I keep on mentioning the mother thing. But maybe you're a father, maybe you're a man or a woman without children. Explore your own reality. As I said, this can be you as a man, and then maybe the wise man in you, or you can explore another role like the whatever, the sportsman or the businesswoman, or whatever is important for you. to explore. And I'm quite sure that these topics come to you right when I introduce the like the drawing. You'll have your own ideas what is relevant for you and how you are drawing it. So it's possible to copy my drawings, but it doesn't make sense too much because you will have your own experiences and draw your own lives. So, connecting that. This dark green is quite nice for me to see. It feels even more like organic flow. It feels like spring, something new, evolving. I like that, and I like our Wednesday appointments. So let me know about the day. Is Wednesday appropriate for you? In summertime, we could maybe also choose a different day. We will see. Here in Finland, the summer holidays start in 1 week. It's really surprising every year for me because, as I told you just now, the first leaves are appearing very gradually on the trees, but yet it's already close to summer vacation and also close to midsummer, which is nice in a way, and which is also reminding me that it's it's already middle of the summer. Yeah, wow. So my yellow spreads into the environment here. You can check now what your drawing wants. I need to move it here a little bit. So draw. If you don't see everything, I'm sorry. Try to make it visible. So this yellow of my future self is kind of encompassing this daughter being of me. That feels very interesting, and it feels like holding and feels like kind of being kind of nice to that version of me that has been very lonely and sad for a long time. Feels really good. Feels really, really good. And this kind of action energy is holding the appearing version of me. And now I want to have as well a little bit of this red. This was this unconditioned love here, of more of that, inviting more of that energy in. Nice. Won't miss that, and I won't miss that opportunity to add unconditioned love here in my environment as well. So that's for me to spread and to receive. Nice, nice, nice. So, how is it going? Are you content with your drawings, with your topics? As you know, you can go deeper if you take one topic and draw more than one drawing. You can choose another algorithm as well. Any algorithms you find on my channel, for example, you can use for any topic. And if you have some kind of necessity to get support, you can check out my offers, my one-on-one guided healing sessions, which are invaluable in my perception to come closer to yourselves. If it's difficult to draw like your transformation alone, you're welcome to check out that. Maybe you have already checked out. So more of that, more of that, more of that. Unconditioned love. Now I feel I want to spread that unconditioned love a little bit up here as well. The other direction. And I am adding that here on top. Maybe. The whole drawing is changing. I'm quite content with this area as well. It looks very different than the present one. The present looks much more fiery. But this looks as well quite calm to me now. Like my being a daughter being has calmed down nicely. That's quite nice. So we can also change our past by changing our impressions of the past or changing our present state concerning the topic, for example, this sensitivity. And as I transformed this pokey feeling in the shape, it feels very comfortable now to look at. Yes. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. The colors look a little bit different in life, but that's maybe normal. Yeah, I feel my body is filled with energy and I want to write down the words now after drawing. And invite you to do the same before we stop for today. You can obviously also continue drawing after our session. And I hope you do that if you haven't finished yet. So I name my topic 2.0. And I write down words in 2 minutes now that come into my mind after drawing. Yeah, my words have changed a lot. And for me, interesting enough, the topic of being safe is here again. Openness, right, new being is welcome. And I am very much content with that. I have this new habit of signing my drawings or when I'm ready, so that's what I'm doing now. I never did that before, but well, now I feel kind of, I don't know, another layer of connection. I'm switching my camera. No, I switched it off. Sorry. That one. Yes. So I'm happy that you draw with me. And oh, I show you one thing. Look at that. Can you see my? No. Can you see what's on there? Maybe you cannot. It is the same symbol. Interesting enough. Yeah. So thank you for drawing with me. I hope you also feel content. I feel quite in peace with myself and with my sensibility. And I have this impression that something new is appearing. So see you next Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern European time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for drawing. Thank you for being here in my inner freedom art space. See you. Bye bye.